Hey guys, thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. This is your girl from Zimbabwe. Let's get right into this video. The video is going to be about how was my first year in college, how was my first year in America. It's actually going to be a mix and mash. Wow, it's been a year already. Well, it's not like officially a year. It's like a few days out of being a year, but it's literally been a year. Like, it's been a school year. It's been a whole 12 months. Oh my lord. Anyways, so this was by far one of the hardest years of my life, guys. Because I was away from family, like very, very far from family. And new environment, new lifestyle, everything was just new. TV does help though. TV, movies and stuff like that helped with like culture shocks and getting used to things, because all trends are followed, especially in my part of the world, like Zimbabwe and South Africa, are American. So it wasn't like an over culture shock, like, oh my lord. And also I lived in South Africa, which is pretty much a first world country. So like there wasn't like some crazy culture shocks. However, it was a very interesting year, full of new things. I cried, I laughed, I was very discouraged sometimes, and I felt like giving up. But I made it through, guys. Sometimes I felt hopeless. Sometimes I felt like, what in the world am I doing? What is life? But then I made it. Like, the year has passed, and I feel like pieces of my life are like starting to make sense now. It's like, oh, this is why I went through this. This is why I went through that. But it was hard. It was hard. It was really hard. But anyways, today I'll be touching on challenges, lessons, things I wish I knew, milestones, and what I'm looking forward to. Okay, so the challenges were being away from home, number one. That was like my number one. Like, I've been away from home most of my life, but just being away from home in this time of my life, like I celebrated my 21st birthday. Like, if you are from Zimbabwe, South Africa, you know, like your 21st birthday is like a big thing. I celebrated it here, and here it's just like, man, where's Kumba? I feel like it would have been something else. Just celebrations. Being away from home for me has been the hardest thing, because the chicken doesn't taste the same. The meat doesn't taste the same. Hakuna upfu wakawanda. Upfu wacho hunodura. Like, it's been really hard. When I was in South Africa for school, it wasn't so hard, because we ate similar things and the people sounded similar to me, you know. But here it's like a whole new ball game. Getting used to a new system, new government, new way of living, you know, and making friends. Those have been my challenges. There's many more, but you know, I'm just trying to give you a bit of like a taste of what it's been like. America is not what it's cut out to be, okay? America is great, land of opportunities and everything. However, I am warning you. So I wrote this down a couple of days ago. I'm laughing. So I wrote down, just because they are African does not mean that they are your friend, wangu. Just because they're African doesn't mean that they're your friend, and that is on period. I'm sounding like I've been hurt by people. Yes, I have. People will use you. They will use you for your homework. They will use you for your homework. Kuita kuitwa kushanwa. Mane achita ungeshanwa dzako apa mane vachingoda kushandisa chete. Change, guys. Like, be careful. Growing sometimes means you have to get out of your comfort zone. I learned that so many times. But then my biggest one was moving out. That to me, like living with, you know, in a stable environment, that is a comfort zone. So a lesson for me was, you know, I need to grow. For me personally, it was like a personal decision. I need to grow. I've always been under someone's roof, whether it was family, whether it was just like what's the word? whether it was just like, living with other people. I've always been under someone's roof, under someone's eye, and all of that. So for me personally, I was like, I've had enough of this. Like from the age of 12, I've lived with host families, different ones, different rules. You're never fully comfortable in someone else's house, unless when you're at your parents' house, you are comfortable, like very comfortable, but also to a certain extent, you know what I mean? So I learned that sometimes growing up means leaving your comfort zone. Yeah, and you're always being watched. And I don't say this in a bad way, because when people are like, remember, the Lord is watching you. That's not the type of you're always being watched that I'm talking about. No, I'm talking about like your actions, literally your life is a testimony, guys. And that thing of being watched all the time, it can open or close doors for you, depending on what you are doing while you are being watched. The Lord is watching you. Yeah, you're always being watched. And I'll touch back on that in a little bit. Yeah, and school comes first. School comes first. But listen, school comes first. I learned this lesson. School comes first because that is why you're here. You're trying to maintain a good standing, and you don't want to be deported because you're not performing, blah, 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 blah. All right? But don't die for school. Don't die for school. Sis get degrees, but we do aim for A's and B's, okay? Don't die for school, guys. Have a life. This is literally a new experience. So many like opportunities for you to dip your foot in, for you to try out, for you to do, like there's so many things you can do while you're on this side of the pond, guys. Literally, don't die for school. Yes, aim for those high marks, but don't kill yourself if you get a B. Don't kill yourself if you get an A minus. Fam, go hang out with your friends, go play soccer and get hit by the ball in the eye. If you know yourself, you know yourself. But go do these things. Like, this is an experience, this is life. Do those things, like experience life being young, because you will never get this chance ever again in your life. After this whole session, this whole section of life, this whole studying part of life, it doesn't get easier. You're going to be working all the time. From there, you're going to start a family, chichi. Like, this is like your prime, like when you have time to actually do other things. Yes, study, focus on your schoolwork. But, Amy, it's almost like I'm giving you advice, but these are the lessons that I've learned, that I've seen, and that people have told me as well, okay? Especially the don't die for school. I was actually told that by my friend a few weeks ago. Don't die for school, uncle. Everything in moderation, okay? Everything in moderation. So things I wish I knew was that you're gonna get homework every single day. Well, depending on how you do it. But the amount of homework you get, and depending on your degree, but the amount of homework I get, I'm like, Naomi, like, I feel like I'm in high school again, honestly. So the way my school system worked when I was back in South Africa is I had homework like almost every single day. Almost every single day. So for me to have homework, I feel like I'm back in high school. I'm like, oh. And these assignments just keep coming. First 2-3 weeks, those weeks are not even. Those weeks are a lie, let me tell you. Those first 2-3 weeks are a lie. Because after those 2-3 weeks, it's just crunch time for the rest of the 12 weeks. It's just crunch time. Yeah, but you're going to get homeworks and assignments, projects, a lot of those things. It's just a lot of work. Uni is not hard. It's just a lot of work. Yeah. Time management is a skill, guys. Time management is not something you're born with. Time management is something you have to learn, something you have to practice, something you have to do intentionally. I just said something you have to do intentionally. Time management is a skill. I'm still working on it. Am I really working on it? No, I need to start working on it, because we start school in 3 weeks and I'm not ready. Mental health is going to be important. Mental health is going to fluctuate, Wangu. But take care of yourself. Take care of your mental. If your mental is not right, like, things are not going to go well. If your mental is like, Your life is going to be so take care of your mental. Take care of your mental health, because if you don't, it will take care of you. It will take care of you. Another thing is, community college is great, but the college experience is not like at a 4-year college. Well, I haven't been to a 4-year college, okay? I'm only at a community college right now. That's the only experience I have. But like that whole experience of having like bigger classrooms, bigger friend groups, and like being in like a housing near my students, like the whole university thing that you see and imagine at a community college is really at a smaller scale. So I wish I had known that. I don't think it would have like really changed my decision that much, because this was like literally not like the only choice I had, but that's the choice I chose from all the schools that were recommended to me. Okay. But yeah, just keep that in mind. If you want to go to a community college, it's not this big luxurious like university life. Yeah. Tunaona pa TV, no, but it's still great. It's like, I love CCP. I love my community college. I love it. Yeah. Okay, milestones. Sorry if this video is a bit long, but we're getting there. Milestones. So the milestones that I reached in this year, for me, last year I wouldn't have thought that I would be where I am today. Let me explain, guys. So I got a campus job, which is so exciting. So my first semester, which was the fall semester 2021, fall semester, I did not have a job. And then spring came, I had a job. Summer came, I didn't have a job, which sucked. This summer has been challenging. It has been very challenging in terms of finances and stuff like that. But anyways, I got my job back for the fall. We start working next week. In fact, we have student orientation, so I'll start working next week to make this money. Yeah, I learned more about myself in many ways. College brings about Mr. And through those times, I learned so much about myself. Not just that. That's not the only thing that college brings. It also brings like actual lifelong friends. I haven't really made any like that. If I've made any, I've made like 1, 2 maybe. But yeah, like actual friends. You meet these different characters, adult characters. Literally, when you're in college, I felt like, wow, I'm actually an adult. Obviously, I'm not like an adult, because if adults are gonna watch this, they're gonna be like, you're still a baby. Yeah, I'm still a baby, but I'm literally the next adult. You know what I mean? Like, you literally sit in a room and you're like, these conversations that we're having are no longer like conversations that don't mean nothing. They can actually be used, into stuff. But anyways, another thing that I did, I joined the Student Government Association. So a Student Government Association, I don't know how to explain Student Government Association to people. SGA. It's literally like, as students, you are like, it's just like a group of students. You are the face of the students. You are the voice of the students. So it's quite cool. It's like this huge responsibility, but also I love the idea of being able to leave a mark at my school. So I'm excited for this year. It's gonna be busy, very busy, very, 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 very busy. However, I'm excited. I'm still excited. And the biggest milestone of all is the fact that I got into nursing school, and that's I got into nursing school first try. Like, that in itself is shocking. And I did not celebrate myself for the longest time. Still am not, honestly. It still hasn't sunk. Like, it's sunk in. Because now I've gotten my schedule. I've done my orientations. I've bought my scrubs. I've bought my lab kits. So it's becoming real, right? However, I haven't celebrated myself. To me, it's like, this is what you're supposed to do. That thing of do not die for school. When it came to nursing school, I died. So I'm being a hypocrite when I say do not die for school. But yeah, guys, getting into nursing school, for me, I took it for granted. And then people keep saying, you got in the first try? And then I look more and more into it. I'm like, Wangu, like over 1,000 people applied to my college. and only 130 got places. I am one of them. I am they. Imagine wangu. Do you got 10% guy? I moved out. So I stayed with family friends, and then after 9 months I was like, guys, thank you so much. I'm out. Which has been a big thing for me. I've learned a lot about myself. Blessed, I've learned a lot about you. Just in these few months that I've been by myself, like fully by myself, it has been so good for me. But I've learned a lot. Like, I've always suppressed who I am, because I'm always around people in their environment, not in my own environment. When I'm at home, I can show myself a bit more. But other times when I'm like at school, living in boarding places, or like with, what's the word? I'm forgetting this word over and over. Living with host families, I've always suppressed myself. I've always suppressed who I was, just so I could fit in and please whoever I was living with, okay? Not that it was expected of me, but it just made sense because you're in their space, right? But now being by myself, I'm like, I can literally do whatever I want unapologetically. I still apologize to myself though when I mess up, but yeah, you get what I mean. Yeah, okay, the last section is what am I looking forward to? So I'm looking forward to surviving nursing school, period. I'm looking forward to surviving nursing school. I've heard so many horror stories, but I'm looking forward to finishing nursing school, getting my RN license, thriving personally, making and maintaining connections, and visiting my family soon. That's what I'm looking forward to. This last one, sure. Visiting my family soon. Yo, I miss my mom. I miss my dad. I miss my brother. But anyways, yeah, those are the things I'm looking forward to. And yeah, so that was my year. Those are the things that I learned. Those are the lessons that I learned. Those are the things I wish I knew. Those were the milestones that I reached, and those are the things that I'm looking forward to moving forward. I hope that this was a good like life update type video. Yeah, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up, and please share with your friend. So don't forget to tell your friend, to tell their friend to come and watch this video. See you guys in the next one. Bye. Deep down, girl, I don't deserve you. This love feels like